Hello everyone, Sheek here with another Transformers review, and today I will be reviewing Megatron from Transformers Kingdom War for Cybertron Trilogy. I kept wanting to say Beast Wars Megatron because he is Beast Wars Megatron, just redone for the Kingdom line. And as you can see, lovely artwork of Beast Wars Megatron in his robot mode. You can see the crashed Nemesis in the background. It looks like some tangled, twisted vines and trees. Shrubs or greenery, yeah, stuff like that. He's a leader class, and then, of course, the same old box art on the side, which I've always said in the past, really cool. Very much looking forward to Unicron when he comes out. Product shots, robot mode, T-Rex. He transforms in 27 steps. And yeah, and it looks like there's a T-Rex cave painting as well on there. That's a kind of cool touch. But yeah, that's about it for the packaging. Now let's go ahead and get him out of said packaging. Let's see. Alrighty then. Alright, okay, yeah. Here's the instructions. And dinosaur T-Rex. Okay, and of course he also comes with a character card sticker. Looks like it might be one I already have. It is one that I have on the other one, but who knows? It might be slightly different because I saw posted on, I think Reddit it was, somewhere I saw posted that there is multiple, like different ones. Like it's the same Optimus Prime sticker, I think, but it was a different character or a different backing. So who knows? I'll definitely test that out, see if that's really the case or not. Oh boy, he has a lot more tabs than the others, but then again, he is leader class. Yeah. And now I got all those cut, I can go ahead and remove him from the box. Okay. Okay, yep, just T-Rex feet for his robot feet. Of course, T-Rex arm. Come on. Okay. Let's see if I can go ahead and get him to stand up. Might need to do a little bit of tweaking to get him all situated for robot mode. Yeah, and yeah, just don't need him. Okay, let's go ahead and get a closer look at him. Let's see. Looks like his T-Rex kibble is all folded up back here. There might be a way that this is all supposed to be orientated, which I'll go ahead and take a look at the instructions in a little bit once I've had a chance to get a good look at him. Okay, well anyway, here is his head sculpt, which is definitely very faithful to the cartoon. There's the teeth of what looks like the T-Rex, but obviously it's not because T-Rex mouth right here, all the teeth right there. Nice detail on his chest with the silver, dark gunmetal gray, I guess is what color that is. Purple, lots of purple, dark purple, green, some yellow. Yeah, and then of course, Predacon symbol on his forehead. That's about it for his head and all that. And definitely reminiscent kind of G1 Megatron, sort of. But, yeah, then his purple hips, yeah, gunmetal gray crotch. Yeah, and then pretty much the bottom dinosaur legs for his legs and feet. And then of course T-Rex head for his mouth or hand. As you can see, very nicely done. Red eyes, very detailed scaly skin, rows of teeth, or well, one set of teeth, I guess, one complete set of teeth. A nice pinkish purplish tongue. An effects port where you can put like flames or whatever you feel comfortable putting on there. It doesn't seem to be a whole lot of articulation right here. Specifically, you can turn it like that. Let's see. Well, okay, let's just go ahead and determine his articulation. So, of course, 360 on a ball joint, out that far. If it wasn't for his back stuff, you can do a full 360 and go that far. About 90 degrees at the elbow, and go back also 90 degrees. Got bicep swivel. Looks like his hand moves up and down, but it does not swivel. This, of course, can do that. Yeah, that's about much for that arm. For this arm, you can't go out that far. But yeah, you can go out this far. Of course, 360 at the shoulder, although it might get in the way of his backpack. Bicep swivel. Can go about 90 degrees right that way, but not very far back. Bicep swivel, I think I already said that. And of course, the mouth can open and shut. He does have hip rotation, and he can almost do the full splits. These thigh cannon gun things get in the way, but I'm sure you can rotate those out of the way a little bit or something, maybe not, but you can. Looks like you can twist his legs up just a little bit to make him go, but you cannot do the full splits. You can go back that far, forward that far, about 90 degrees at the knee. Got a knee swivel, ankle tiltage, and you can also move his foot down. But yeah, that's about it for articulation. Alright, so as far as I can gather from the instructions, it's not very clear on it, but I think it's just up to personal preference. You can either have these rotated up here like this, or you can have them rotated down like this. But other than that, it doesn't really seem to specify exactly how it's supposed to be. And one concern that I do have about this figure, and I've also heard other people talking about, is the there's like a rubbery plastic coating on almost all the major plastic parts. I mean, it does kind of feel kind of cool, but the concern is of like, how will that age? Like, how will it hold up compared to like the original one, which is, I do believe, just mostly plastic, not the rubbery plastic. But yeah, it's like it's a layer over a solid plastic underneath, which is kind of interesting. Alright, one more thing that I forgot to do. It seems kind of important, especially considering how big rivals they are, but it would make a whole lot of sense to have him next to his arch nemesis, Optimus Primal. As you can see, Megatron is significantly larger, but then again, Megatron is a T-Rex, and he is a gorilla. Definitely looking forward to having more Predacons and stuff, because there are a decent number of Maximals, but it'd be nice to have some more Predacons. I think he's the only Predacon that they've released that's like obviously Predacon. I mean, Dinobot, Black Arachne, you can argue that to an extent those could be Predacons if it's before these switch to the Maximals, but I wouldn't mind seeing like a Tarantulas or Scorbunok or Inferno or some of those other characters. But yeah, enough jabbering about that. Let's go ahead and get him transformed. So first, you want to do is clip that in there. But yeah, you rotate that around, and now it looks more like a dino tail. Let's go ahead and then flip down these panels. And you want to make sure that they clip into this little slot right here. And it can be a little finicky to get it in there, but you want to get there. Tab and click into place. Same with this side. We get to tab and click into place. Another downside to all the rubbery plastic that they use on him is that it some of these, they don't necessarily want to go into place, and also there's a couple of them that they've started to come loose or come off of where they're supposed to be. Wait, the next thing you want to do is kind of pull that down, flip these out, flip this out, whoops, without popping it off. Well, yeah. Well, anyway, yeah, it doesn't move very far. So yeah, flipped out like that. Get these out. Flip these out. Well, see how this one right here, how it's come loose? I did not pull on it very hard. I was just grabbing it for like transformation, and it popped loose off of this. So I'm thinking about seeing if I can get pliers to get that back in there, or if I have to, just using something like super glue to get it to stay on. But I really don't want to have to resort to that because I don't want to damage it. And if at all necessary, I want to avoid damaging it. But yeah, got this arm done. Next thing you want to do is to kind of disconnect his waist. Yeah, there we go, like that. And then you want to flip his head down like that. And then you want to rotate his waist to where it's in line for dinosaur mode. So then you want to go ahead and get his head lined up like that. You can go, I guess if you want, you can, oh, come on, quit popping off like that, would you? You want to get back on there. Okay, well, anyway, you kind of get that lined up like that. Then, oh boy. Then another thing you need to do is get that rotated around like that. Essentially, you want to make sure that all the colors are on the right sides. So like the yellow is on the bottom, so that's one way to help with the transformation if you're having a little bit of difficulties with it. But another thing that you also want to do on this side is go ahead and pop apart his waist to make the dino hips. You then click it into place on the farther outside, the outside, like that. Snaps into place. Then you want to have those brought down. You want to untab these, tab them back in, and then you kind of, for the most part, got his dino legs done. Okay. Next thing that you want to do is to get this right here. It's kind of hard to see on camera, but this tab right here, right there, you want to snap into right there. And then you, of course, get the dino legs out of the way, but you get that to snap into place, and I use my thumb to press it up in there like this. Oh, come on. Of course, you don't want to cooperate on camera. Alright, that was a much greater ordeal than it needed to be. I don't know why it gave me so much trouble this time. Did not take near so long to do it the first time. But yeah, whoops. Go ahead and, yeah, get his legs situated. Kind of get them out of the way. And then you want to go ahead and close up his arms, or, yeah, well, T-Rex arms, I guess, and belly up here, and clip them together. Although it is kind of tricky to do because you're trying to get the plastic part underneath this rubber to clip together, and it's somewhat hard to tell when you've got them clipped. It looks like they're clipped, but the problem is that even though they're clipped technically, there's still a big old seam along the rubbery plastic, which is a bit frustrating. Okay, let's see. Of course, I want to make sure you got everything on the neck orientated right. Get his head all orientated. Get his little T-Rex arms all situated. And it doesn't feel quite perfect as far as getting all the panels quite situated, but I think that's about as good as I'm going to be able to get it for right now. And then kind of the finishing thing that you want to do is you want to tab these into right here, like so. That is if you're going to cooperate with me. Come on. There we are. Okay, and then tab in and tab in, and there we go. Got that tabbed in. Still make sure, just do final little adjustments, make sure everything's in place. And then last thing to do is to essentially put his dino hips on over his thighs, hips, whatever. But yeah, put them on over there. And there's a track that this slides on, rotates on. But I would recommend, if you're going to move his legs around in dino mode, to hold on to this right here when you do it, because if you just move it by like here, it can pop loose and come up and just make a mess of how everything's situated. So yeah, grab it like here, and then of course articulation for dino mode. It can't go all the way around. It can come pretty well. It has a pretty good range of motion. It can go forward that far and back that far. Other than that, there's not much you can do with it. Knees, same as in robot mode, and feet, same as in robot mode. Tail, it can go side to side, doesn't really go up or down, and then the back of the tail can also go side to side. And then of course his dino arms are on ball joints. Then his head can move up and down right there. You can move it around on here, but it does kind of mess up with the lineup of everything. And he does have a little bit of side to side motion, but not a whole lot. And of course he can open up his mouth and close as necessary. And I guess he can actually open up pretty wide, surprisingly. But I have a feeling that might be more for robot mode. But yeah. I was really looking forward to this figure when I first got him. Because he is amazing. Like, I will admit, this dino mode looks really cool. But the main thing that takes away from it is all this rubbery plastic. I'm not even sure exactly what it's called, but it's just making it kind of hard to enjoy this figure as much as I would otherwise. But then again, I'm not a toy engineer, so I'm really not sure how this would have worked if they had just decided to use regular plastic instead, or if it'd be more likely to break. I really don't know, but I feel like they could have done a bit better, but I might be just nitpicking. But he is really cool, don't get me wrong, he's really cool. And yes, this is another little nitpick, but even though the eyes are red and the face is really detailed, I think it would have been nice to have like little pupils, kind of like Optimus Primal does in his gorilla mode. And for comparison, I'll bring in the big bot. And here he is. And as you can see, in gorilla mode and then him in T-Rex mode, he is definitely much more impressive. Let's see, can I get him to look down on his enemy without actually making him just lean over a bunch? I guess I have to make him lean over, but yeah. There we have Megatron roaring at a defiant Optimus Primal. Now, let's see if I can recreate the battle scene that I was thinking of. And just for a quick little funsies, here is a little rat trap. And as you can see, compared to Megatron, he's definitely much smaller than he was compared to Optimus Primal. So yeah, he is definitely tiny. I feel almost ashamed in my ability to actually recreate this scene, but the problem is the range of articulation is not good enough to actually quite get it to the way it was in the show. It might sound like in this video that the main thing was just me griping about Megatron and all that. It's just that the main reason why I was griping the way I was is not because I'm trying to be nitpicky or that I really don't like this figure. It's just more like I was so hyped about him. I was like so excited when I actually finally found him in the stores. It just felt just a little bit of a letdown when I found just all this rubbery plastic. It just, I don't know, it just feels a little too flimsy almost. But yeah, definitely a very good option if you don't have the original Beast Wars Megatron, and or you can't, or well, in my case, can't really afford a Beast Wars Masterpiece Megatron. But yeah, he's definitely a good stand-in, I think, for Masterpiece Megatron, in spite of all his, in spite of the couple major gripes I have with him. But yeah, overall, really excellent figure. Glad that I finally got him. This has been a Sheek's Transformers reviews of Kingdom Beast Wars Megatron. Alright, here's a quick little update. Just a few minutes ago, I decided to go ahead and add my own eyes for him. As you can see, just took a little Sharpie, one of those fine tip Sharpies, and just put a little dab on his red eyes, and even though they're just two simple black dots, it makes all the difference, and he looks so much better. Oh, and the Optimus Prime character card, it was the same one. Optimus Prime dies in battle, yada yada. This time I experimented with peeling it off and then sticking it on the back, and depending how successful that is, I might just continue to do that rather than sticking the sticker on paper and then cutting it out and then having two separate cards instead, just because the only thing on the back is like the golden disc, so I mean it's gonna be the same on every single one. But yeah, decided to go ahead and just add this to the end of the video. So if you like what you've seen and you'd like to see more, click that like and subscribe button. And until next time, have a good one.